How would you describe Murella in 3 words?
Princess, not prison. I think she's a princess. I think she is fun.
She loves to have fun.
She does love to have fun. She's a party gal. And
3.
childhood. I think she's my guardian angel in a way.
Ooh,
She
I
was
love
always
that. That's so cool.
she's
She's my
always
guardian
there.
angel
She's
too.
wonderful.
So up next we have got the winner of June's Drag Wars. And she's in All Stars next month. Come watch her. You can get a preview right now. It's Murella.
I've got a very red colour scheme tonight. True reds, not too warm in their tone. Blue toned reds. All about my undertones. I've got very neutral undertones. There's kind of like a societal thing in that we're raised in a society where if you want things to kind of work out for you and for life to be kind of easy, you've got to kind of dress in a certain way, in a very masculine coded way if you're a man, talk a certain way, and like interact with other men and women in a certain way, and drag, which is, you know, completely changing the shape of your face with makeup and changing your body with like a corset and wearing things that are not coded for you and saying things that aren't coded for you. It evokes something in people because it's not, you know, unnatural is one word for it, but it's kind of what's necessarily a negative thing about unnatural. Like, going to the moon is unnatural, but we've done it, and it's viewed as like a great triumph. Having ice cream in winter is unnatural, but we love having ice cream all the time.
It's going to be really difficult to tie these balloons to this. Is there any other way?
Yes, there's hot glue.
I was thinking about using a stapler.
Oh yeah, do we have a stapler?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
Alright, you can staple it.
Alright, I'm going to use a stapler. Cool.
Drag is kind of like a funhouse mirror and reflecting it onto your life, so it's taking elements and kind of distorting it and twisting it to make it funny or make it sad. Queenie actually really is the older sibling. I'm an awful older sibling. I do no housework. I'm really lazy. I'm really demanding.
No.
And Queenie just kind of picks up all of my slack, like, throughout my life.
I've started to think that I shouldn't be doing that anymore.
Politics are important to me. I see them everywhere. It was kind of something when I decided that I wanted to kind of start doing drag and going out and doing performances as opposed to just being in like my bathroom by myself. It was really something I saw lacking in the Auckland scene, where I feel like Queens did performances and they did kind of current top 40 songs, but no one was really doing political stuff. Is that Winston Peters? Gross. Yuck. Young voters, that's us, guys. Were we reached? Did we feel reached this election? I feel like young people in New Zealand, especially outside of Auckland, feel really disenfranchised by our current political system. That's crazy, being 18 and that's when you're allowed to vote. And also politics aren't really taught in schools. Like, we don't have civic studies the way we used to. It's just scaremongering and lies, and I feel really bad sometimes that, you know, it's kind of like Matilda Ture, like Jacinda Ardern kind of vowing to just have a relentlessly positive campaign and just kind of let National run their mouth about her. I don't know. It's like, I wish people saw politics as essential as learning to drive. Because when people hit 16, so many of my friends were like, I'm like signing up to get my driver's license day one. But when people turn 18, you never hear anyone here, I'm going to go out and enroll to vote, like that day. Whereas both of them like affect your life in a really major way. Looks good.
Oh. It's just gonna wrap round you.
Because I'm gonna have to tie.
I think that was
But that looks amazing. That looks perfect. Exactly what I envisioned. But I think
Absolutely
because
succeeded.
driving, I guess, is more tangible. People see it and they're like, ah, yes, and they see it everywhere. Whereas I don't think young people can see kind of political currents and political kind of before and afters at the moment.
Well, I'd imagine that it's similar to Seymour, remember? That is exactly what David Seymour found himself.
I would talk to my friends for ages about how I wanted to start drag and do drag, and it kind of just started out with me posting photos on Instagram and then commenting and being like, yes, queen, which is great. And then it kind of evolved into me going to house parties. So I kind of built a lot of my looks and my confidence by doing that and just going to house parties like Halloween. Just an excuse to dress up, and people were always really keen to see you and drag. Starting doing shows and doing gigs, like it's actually a real thing. It's not kind of an ambition anymore. It's a thing that's in place and happening, which is really nuts for me. Yeah, I'll just need you to do a few things during my performance. And I'll talk you through that. Let's do it as I find my corset and we get changed.
Do you not know where it is?
I thought it was in that basket. But that basket looks...
Will it be like...
Performing in drag kind of combines my two loves of the kind of my theatre background, of kind of telling a story to an audience and involving them and taking them with you and letting them kind of dive into you. Here it is.
So is this the...
Yeah, this is
finished
the one
thing?
that you were helping me with. Performing in drag is that you are the musician, you are the performer, you are the makeup artist, you are the hairstylist. And it's just like ridiculous. It's amazing. Like, what other discipline does that when it's just all them, everything?
Oh, your lining's nice. Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Is this not the front or the back?
That's the back. That's the back. So the front
Oh,
is
nice.
that's the front.
So what? Is this? Oh,
Yeah, and that's
oh
where
my
you
God,
pull
you're-
it.
Jesus, you're so small.
Oh, wait till you see me in it,
Oh
honey.
no, for real?
It was kind of Drag Race that really showed me. I watched it when I was like 15 and I saw an episode, and from like the first episode I was like, this is amazing. Like, I didn't know that drag queens could be like really engaging characters and be individual. I thought it was kind of a mold that you kind of fit yourself to, as opposed to you yourself making the mold. And I was like, that's so cool that it can take all these different aspects of real life. And it made me think of, again, like politics, aspects of my life that I could use when I decided, like 2 episodes after in RuPaul's Drag Race, that I wanted to think about starting to do drag and what I would kind of do. What my thing would be.
If you got time, hold on, wait. Should I unzip the zip a bit?
Is it not fully? Because I think we actually started watching Drag Race
Together?
separately.
No.
I feel like we started watching it separately, and like, but also at a really similar time.
You watched season 5, because season
No,
5 was
4 was my first one.
Was it?
Yep. You need to give me a pen as well.
A singular pen.
A singular pen.
Okay.
Can you spritz me?
Everything is red.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yum.
Murella is kind of just all the aspects about myself that I love and I treasure, and I wish that people would kind of take more notice of. Like, Morella's very feminine. So in this bit, I like, come, beautiful lady, and you'll give me my basket.
Oh, awkwardly walk on
Roses.
stage. Okay.
Roses. Roses, you get a rose. You get a rose. You and you all get roses. Cool. What do you think of Murella?
I love her. I think she's wonderful.
Me too. She's energetic. She's kind of flirty and sometimes ditzy, sometimes sexy. She can be anything that I want her to be, which is what I love. Like, she's not a set character. I make the rules. And what's really cool is that as I grow and I progress and I become a new person, so will Murella.
My
nice shot of me walking me down, but then all systems are go. Thank you for waiting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Very virginal.
Yeah. Are we letting these leave
How does it look?
Did you say you were gonna squirt people?
It's coffee.
Yeah.
It's Murella.
It's amazing to be part of like, you know, the community and to like do things for the community and like be out there because drag queens are always often like on the front line of like, you know, such issues and they are the most visible as well because we're so outlandishly like, you know,
And we can be
overdressed.
so controversial as well.
So like who better to like, you know, talk about these issues like, you know, than us. So here we are doing something for the children.
I think I do kind of still feel like an outsider in the Auckland drag scene, and I'm not saying that I feel like a victim or I feel hit upon, but I was out at that charity thing and a queen made like a really good point where she was like, yeah, I know who you are, but like I never see you out, and I was like, yeah, that's a fair comment. It's a spectacle. A man trying his best to kind of be an imitation of a woman, this is in the very traditional sense of drag, is a speculation thing. People went to see the amazing little boys who are so feminine and so passable. Like, people are like, what? So I feel like that's what attracts the audience. But now I think it's changing. Murella is just really a necessity at the moment. If there's something missing, like if I want to be this kind of very feminine, fun, ditzy, flirty, fashionista goddess, then I should just do it.